Today is the last Happy Families podcast of the year. Thank you so much for listening this year. That's all we've got. No, I'm just kidding. There's a little bit more than that. We've got to do our usual thing. I'll do better tomorrow. But can you believe it? Christmas next week. The countdown is really on. The anticipation is building, and hopefully there's mostly good vibes wherever you are and whatever you're doing. In just a sec, Kylie and I are going to share with you our highlights of the year and the stuff that we've picked up this week that we think is going to help you to make Christmas and the New Year celebration and the whole break so much better and make your family so much happier. That's all coming up in just a sec. Hello, welcome to the Happy Families podcast, real parenting solutions every single day on Australia's most downloaded parenting podcast. Before we talk about I'll Do Better Tomorrow and highlights of 2025 and what to look forward to in 2026 and so on, Kylie, I'm just going to take a moment and reflect on, I'll Do Better Tomorrow is about talking about what worked this week, what didn't, and how we can be better tomorrow. I want to take a moment and reflect on the families who have suffered over the last week. Something has happened that is profound and in so many ways almost indescribable. And in Australia's history, certainly in the time that I've been alive, other than the Port Arthur massacre that happened when I was, sort of finishing high school, the scenes, the carnage, the traumatic awfulness of what happened at Bondi in the last week is still reverberating around our country. It's still on the front page of every paper. It's still, it's going around the world as you would expect something like this to do. For an I'll Do Better Tomorrow podcast, I just want to reflect on some of the things that I've been talking about in the news, because obviously I get phone calls from radio stations and press and TV stations when tragedies occur and people want to know what to do about it. From an I'll Do Better Tomorrow perspective, I want to emphasize a couple of things. Number one, as a parent, it's so vitally important that you hold your kids close, that you let them know that you love them, that you cherish every moment, that you're present, that you're intentional. I mean, it sounds so trite and it sounds so almost contrived. And yet, when it all comes, I had this conversation, Kylie, on the weekend, just gone. And I was talking to a dad who just shrugged his shoulders and said, look, I don't care anymore. I'm just over it. I'm so tired. In fact, I was talking to another dad about 4 weeks ago who said the same thing. He's struggling with his 14-year-old teenage daughter. And he just said, that's it. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of being angry. I'm just done. Like, I don't care anymore. And as I listened to both of them, and specifically on the weekend as I spoke to this friend of mine who was saying that he's kind of given up and he doesn't care, in some ways, I feel the same way. Like, we've raised 6 kids. We're raising our 5th 15-year-old right now. We've got an 11-year-old turning 21-year-old. I mean, it's the cliche, but we're going through it again. I'm just kind of like, I'm so over this. Can't they just raise themselves? I'm done. Although, for the most part, our kids have been pretty amazing lately with a couple of little challenges. But when those challenges pop up, I kind of want to slide into apathy and shrug and go, oh, geez, I'm done. I don't care. Do what you want. I'm over it. I'm just over it. But then you stop and reflect and you think about those parents who have lost, or those children who have lost parents. And I kind of think, what kind of entitled thing do we have that makes us think that we can say, I don't care, whatever. And Bondi hadn't happened when I had this conversation with this guy on Sunday. But I said to him, you got to care, because caring's actually all you've got. Our relationships are everything. If you don't care, if you let go of the relationship, you've lost the only stuff that matters. What do you care about? Like staring at your phone, playing a game? And so my I'll Do Better Tomorrow, if I bring all this together, is just that you've got to care. And caring hurts, and caring means that sometimes you'll be terrified, and caring means that every now and again you're going to be really frustrated or disappointed because the kids are going to let you down or because something horrible is going to happen. But it's caring that makes us so uniquely human and makes life so rich. So that's kind of my I'll Do Better Tomorrow. I'm heartbroken when I think about what's happened. And the second thing that I was going to say is just, I wrote a post about looking for the good. There's that great Fred Rogers quote where he says, look for the helpers. His mum always taught him to look for the helpers in the face of tragedy. And oh my goodness, have the newspapers been full of stories of people who have just been extraordinary in their desire to serve. Many, literally many, who lost their lives on the weekend because they tried to disarm gunmen, or they tried to lead the gunmen to shoot in their direction so other people could get away. look for their helpers, and especially those who pay a high price so that they can help. My heart's broken, and yet at the same time, I'm so inspired by the goodness of people. And this has been a week where I've just wanted to hold people close to me. So that's my I'll Do Better Tomorrow. It's a little bit of a, I don't know if it's a downer or an upper, or maybe just a reflection on what the week was, but I felt inclined to share that. That's my I'll Do Better Tomorrow. Not very Christmassy, not very celebratory, but I guess with a week that has been what it is, they're my I'll Do Better Tomorrow reflections.
As I've been listening to you, I was actually planning on sharing something else, but I was thinking about a conversation I had with one of our daughters on our bike ride recently, and she did not struggle with this feat at all. Yeah. It wasn't hard for her.
So for those who missed the memo, we had a week in New Zealand, rode 152 Ks with the kids across 4 days on rail trails, gravel roads, just riding a bike across New Zealand.
And what about day 3? She kind of rode up next to me and she said, "Mum, is this actually supposed to be hard?" And she wasn't being cheeky, and she wasn't kind of, like saying, "Look at me, this is so easy." She was really genuinely wanting to know, because she'd watched her sisters all falling apart at different times along the track. And she was kind of just going, is this supposed to be hard? Or is it actually easy and they're just being a bit soft? And I said to her, no, in essence, no, it's not actually hard. What's hard about it is that we have to do this day in, day out, firstly. There's an endurance element to it. We can ride a bike for an hour, but now we're asking you to ride it for 3 or 4 hours. And then you're going to wake up tomorrow morning, and you're going to do it again. And then you're going to do it again. And you're going to be hit with wind and rain. And I'm thinking about the conversations that you've had recently, and the feeling that we, specifically you and I, have so many times when we're hit with another challenge that our kids have kind of placed in our laps, and thinking, I don't know if I've got what it takes to keep moving forward.
And they don't stop coming.
They don't.
Seriously.
But 3 things stand out to me. Number 1, we're in this for the long haul. There isn't a short or a quick fix to parenting. Number 2, somehow we manage to dig deep when we set these crazy goals, like I'm going to do a triathlon, for instance. We find the energy, the excitement, the drive to achieve something big, because it's actually not a long game. We've got it in the moment, and it's something that energizes us and kind of, spurs us on. But the challenge for us as parents is the recognition that we actually need to dig deep when we're dealing with the day-to-day mundane.
Yeah.
Our kids need us so desperately to care. And we've got to find something in us to just keep plodding along, to let them know that they matter more than anything. Because I never, ever, ever thought that we would be experiencing what we've experienced this last week as a nation. That it was never in my wildest dreams would Australia
nightmares
be, where we are right now. And the world just needs more tolerance. The world needs more love. The world needs more grace, patience, understanding. We need to rally together, and our kids, more than anything, need us to be the best we can be for them.
Okay. I'll do better tomorrow. Care. Hey, after the break, we are going to just wrap up the year. We'll only take a couple of minutes because our time is more or less up anyway. But I think that it's been a heavy week. There's no way around it. But we do need to sort of change gears a little bit and prepare for what should be to the degree that we can. And hopefully we really can pull ourselves away from the screens and the sadness and step into what we hope will be a wonderful and festive and connected week with the people that we love most. We're going to wrap up the year right after this. We're back. It's the Happy Families podcast. If you're enjoying the podcast, please share it with your friends, neighbours, kids, whoever, so that you can make their families happier as well, or make your family happy by sharing the joy and the multiplicity of what we do here. Kylie, just really quickly as we wrap up the podcast for the year, highlights for you this year.
Well, I'm thinking if you've been with us since the beginning of the year, you have been through so many ups and downs with us as a family. We have experienced so much joy.
Yeah.
So much hardship.
Yeah.
And so much challenge. But
Just
along with that
year, really.
challenge came so much growth. And so the highlights for me would be welcoming a daughter home after being away for 18 months.
Yeah. Yeah. We had a daughter come back from Canada after 18 months away. That was definitely a highlight.
Having two of our daughters start uni.
And one finish high school.
And one finish high school.
A couple of weeks ago. How good was that?
Another year of homeschool down, and we survived.
You know what one of my highlights was? I wrote my book. I wrote a book about boys. I mean, it's taken me 3.5 years, but I wrote a book about boys. It's written. Well,
are you finished yet?
I'm not finished the book yet. Can I call it a highlight? I don't know if it's been a highlight. I feel so good that it's done, but I've just realised I'm going to be working right through the summer break. I'm going to be working for the next 2 or 3 weeks because the final manuscript has just come back from the publisher so that I can make all my final changes, because then it really is set in concrete. It's really done. I'm feeling really good about it. I've been going through the first couple of chapters and I really like this book. So it is a highlight. It's not actually done. It's going to be published middle of the year coming up. So if you've got tween or teen boys, this is the one that you're going to be wanting. It's going to be such a cracking book. But yeah, I'm calling that a highlight. I'm probably jumping early. I might make it a highlight again next year. I'm going to get 2 for the price of 1.
I think the crowning glory was definitely our family holiday.
My 50th birthday bike ride across the South Island of New Zealand.
Yes.
Yeah, taking 10 people to do that was a real treat. Okay, so our time is all but up. Is there anything that we need to sort of wrap up with as we step into the weekend just before we hit Christmas? Anything else that you want to say?
We talk about beginnings and endings mattering, and usually at the beginning of the year, we're full of energy. We're really pumped. We set all of these great goals, and
we're dragging ourselves across the line. Seriously. So here's a little bit of inside baseball for you. I don't want to get into the nitty gritty of how this podcast is produced too much, but normally we record the podcast maybe 2 or 3 days ahead. Maybe if I'm traveling, we might even be a week ahead, right? So the only thing that we do close to the day consistently is I'll do better tomorrow, because we want to talk about the week that was. We never, ever, ever record this close to the podcast dropping. What is it? It's 9:30 on Thursday night, the 18th. Poor JR, our podcast producer.
He's got his toothpicks in his eyes.
He texted me and said, so long as it's done by 9:30, it's now 9:26. So we are crawling over the line. We've been flat strapped. Our house, the kids just, so yeah, you talk about starting the year bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. We're going to have the best year ever. And we are just like, please make it stop.
But one of the things that we have been really good at doing in the past, and we haven't done for a long time, is have a quarterly getaway.
Yes.
And we've actually just come back from that, and we've been able to kind of just reflect on some of the goodness that's in our lives and look at the new year coming up and what we want to achieve.
So for those who have missed what the quarterly getaway is, several years ago, before it kind of got really tricky for us, we used to go away every term, like once every 12 weeks, once every 3 months, once every quarter. Because a lot of people have a business meeting every quarter to get focused on their business, and we kind of were
create strategies.
Yeah, create strategies for the next quarter.
Get on
the
same page.
Our family kind of matters more than the business. We should do this as a couple for our family, and we haven't done it for a couple of years, but we've just come back from a quarterly getaway, getting ready for next year, and we wanted to have some fun. We wanted to spend time enjoying being together. Seriously, we
worked very, very hard.
We were doing 12-hour days for the 2 days, and we didn't get it all done. There's so much going on. It's so exhausting.
But if you're like us and you're dragging yourself to the finish line, can I encourage you to just take a few moments together with your significant other, your partner, your love of your life, whoever it is, and just reflect on the goodness that you've experienced this year. Even reflecting on the challenges that you've had and the growth that's come from them is really powerful. And it's such a beautiful way to finish off what has hopefully been a year full of ups and downs, highs and lows, but so many great, beautiful experiences that have helped you to grow and develop.
Yeah, and if it hasn't been a great year, for reasons that would be personal, or maybe you've been caught up in the horrific events of the last week and you're kind of thinking, no, this has possibly been the worst year of my life. I mean, we had one of those years a couple of years ago. It can still be a year of growth and a year of learning. It can be a year of grace and a year of introspection and empathy and compassion and enlargement because of the difficulties. So hopefully it's been more of the former and less of the latter. But either way, we just are so grateful that you choose to spend 15 minutes or 10 minutes or even 20 minutes sometimes when we go over time each day, spending that with us, listening to the Happy Families podcast. The podcast is what it is because of you, because of your interest in making your family happier. And we hope that this Christmas season, whatever you're doing, wherever you are and whoever you're with, that it really is festive, that it really is merry, that it really is connected, and that it really is meaningful. Thanks so much for listening in 2025. We'll talk to you again in 2026 when we return with the Happy Families podcast, which is produced by Justin Rulon from Bridge Media.
Champion.
JR, thanks for staying up late. And Mim Hammonds, who provides all the research admin and other support. I'm not sure if she's going to provide any research admin or other support for this final episode because I think Mim is done. But thank you, Mim, for all you do. Have a wonderful Christmas. Have the most joyous New Year, and we'll see you in 2026.